Hello everybody, my name is EK. Today we try and we save Evil Dave from the Culinaromancer. So, just to quickly recap what we've done so far, if I go to Recipe for Disaster, you can see that we have done 3 quests so far. We've done Wardface and Bednose, the Goblin Generals. We have done the Mountain Dwarf and we have done Pirate Pete. All of them have been saved. So we're almost at the halfway mark in terms of the actual NPCs we have to save. Now, today we're going to be doing Evil Dave. Now, for Evil Dave, we did have to do Shadow of the Storm and we had to do Gertrude's Cat, which both we have done. Shadow of the Storm as well, we had to do the Golem, which also was done in the, well, video 2 videos ago. And we're required to have cooking, all of which we have. So right now we can move in here and talk to Evil Dave. Evil Dave, what's he doing on the Secret Council? The council is meant to include one dark wizard, but obviously the other members did not want to include anyone who was a real threat. So how do I free him? To free Evil Dave, you must make a stew, but it must be seasoned in a very particular way. The only way to find the recipe would be to ask someone who has tasted the stew. But who could that be? Remember that from the point of view of the outside world, anything you do in here has already happened. All the people here are out in the world because from their point of view you have already rescued them. You mean I need to talk to Evil Dave outside this time bubble? Yes, he lives in Edgeville. With his mother. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. In his basement, or in her basement. Okay, well, it doesn't surprise me at least that he lives in her basement, but sure, let's continue. I make no judgment about that. Well, I do. Okay. Okay, let's see. So, back to Recipe for Disaster, or Recipe for Disaster, as I think it sounds more funny. Eris told me that to free Evil Dave, I will need a very specific stew. I will need to speak to Evil Dave outside this time freeze, because from his point of view, he has already tasted the stew. He lives in Edgeville with his mother. Alright, see you guys in Edgeville. Oh, we could probably also ditch Silverlight, right? Is it still called Silverlight? I think it's upgraded now, right? It's now called... Yeah, it's called Darklight. Ooh, that is evil. How does it compare to my sword? Okay, yeah, my sword is definitely significantly better. Congratulations to Divnik for reaching strength level 96. Nice, because that's you know, that's inverse 69, so it's extra nice. Yeah, I really do like the cozy aesthetic of the autumn OSRS world. I think it looks really charming. Like, look at all these colored trees. They look so nice. Has the outside of this house also changed to reflect the autumn leaves growing there instead of the green ones? I think it has. Alright, Evil Dave lives in a basement somewhere. So we're looking for a house that has a ladder down. And this house looks particularly evil. And there is a trap door potentially leading into the basement where potentially Evil Dave is located. Oh. Wait, hold on. Is this Evil Dave's place? This is Hellrat Behemoth. Hold on. Is there any sign of Evil Dave here? Hold on. Can they touch me? Like, do I take damage or something? Hold on. Let's see what happens if I walk up to one. Oh, Evil Dave is here. Why do you have all these really cool looking rats, sir? Welcome to my basement of doom. Nice basement. Nice. I mean evil. Yeah, I'm going to use the summon demons to do my bidding, or raise an army of the undead, and then I'm going to totally, like, take over the world. Ha 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 ha. So, have you had any luck with the demon summoning? Well, I thought I should start small, so I asked Wizard Greyzak for some help summoning imps. And did you manage to summon any? I think he summoned some rats instead of imps. Well, not imps exactly. It turns out they're not the lowest form of demon after all. I got these hell rats. They're hardly evil at all. They're just like regular rats, only they smell vaguely of sulfur. So weren't you going to give up evil? Oh yeah, he was going to give up evil because we talked to him in Shadow of the Storm and he was like, oh, you know what, I'm done being evil. Yeah, well, I did try. I wore this bright red jumper and I got up in the morning and spent the days outside in the sunshine. But I couldn't keep it up. I just didn't find anything good very interesting, you know? Sometimes I worry about the consequences of evil. I don't really want anyone to get hurt, not like what happened with Deneth. But I can't not be evil, it's just who I am. Ha ha ha. So, what did you eat at the secret council meeting? Hey, the council meeting? They wanted me to be their evil representative. That proves I'm a great dark wizard, right? Right. But anyway, why do you want to know what I ate? I need to make that exact food in order to save you from the Culinarimancer's spell. What? But that was last week. You've already saved me. Sort of. It's complicated. It works like this. Although you are here, you are also still in the time freeze. From your point of view, I've saved you. But from mine, I haven't. I've got to take the food back in time to give it to you. You've got to tell me because the magic requires it. Oh, never mind. Oh, wait, hold on. Is it? Oh, these are choices. You know, it made sense. It's like a whole thing. Okay. From your point of view, I've saved you, but from mine, I haven't. That makes sense, I guess. Well, that's all right, as long as I'm safe from my point of view. But I have to save you, otherwise you won't be saved. But I'm here, so you must have already saved me. That's what I meant. From your point of view, I've saved you, but from mine, I haven't. What? Okay, although you're here, you're also still in the time freeze. What? I mean, the whole room was frozen in time at the moment the Culinarimancer cast its spell, right? I'm gonna keep that in. What? I didn't notice anything. Of course you didn't. You were frozen. So how can I be here and also there? Which one is me? I mean, I feel like I'm me, but what if I'm not me? That would be terrible. They're both you. How does that work? I don't know. I've got to take the food back in time to give it to you. Why? Because otherwise you won't be saved from the Culinarimancer's spell. Sir, start listening to me. But I was saved from the spell, I remember it. Exactly, that's why I know I have to go back and save you. What will happen if you don't? I can't not, I already have, or there will be a temporal paradox and the universe will implode. Yes, I think that's what we are told. Oh no, that would be bad. And not even in an evil way. No, because that means that everyone will cease to exist. Meaning you can no longer be evil because you can no longer be. You know, that's a thing. Exactly. So you've got to tell me the recipe. But I still don't understand why you need the recipe when you've already saved me. You've got to tell me because the magic requires it. Alright, now that makes perfect sense. Yeah, the one that is... I mean, to be fair, that one is the simplest one. I should have started with that. But this dialogue is great. So, what was it? What was what? The food you ate at the council meeting. It was like this totally evil stew. Evil stew? How was it evil? Well, it kind of tasted evil, you know? You know how you taste something and you think that's really evil? I think you're mixing up good and evil again. What? Well, I'm evil and I only like evil stuff and I like that, so it must be evil, right? I suppose that makes some kind of sense, but I need to reproduce the stew, so can you describe it in more detail? Well, it tasted like the stews my mum makes. She puts these spices in them, but it was like she'd got the amount totally right this time. Okay, I better go talk to your mum. Alright guys, let's go talk to mum. Let's go over to the quest. In order to get the correct recipe, I went to talk to Dave outside the time freeze, because from his point of view, he had already tasted the stew. Evil Dave told me that the stew was seasoned with spices his mother uses. Alright, up the stairs we go with enter curtain. What happens if we enter that? You need to complete Evil Dave's part of Recipe for Disaster before you can mess around with this. Oh, we unlock stuff down here. Cool. This is a staircase, yes, okay. Up the stairs and let's talk to Mum. Hello, Doris. Hello again. May I use your spices for making stew? Wait, hello again? I mean, is it again because we've already run through the house or something? Or have we spoken to her before? Unless it's because of the time bubble thing. You can if you find them. Dave's hell rats stole them all. I better go and kill those hell rats then. Okay. Okay. Some nice killing. Evil Dave told me that the stew was seasoned with spices his mother uses. I talked to his mom and she said that the spices had been stolen by Evil Dave's hell rats. I need to have my cat... Wait, oh, but that's why we need the cat. So I need to have my cat catch all the hell rats in order to get the spices. Then use these spices to make a special stew. For Dave, I should then ask him to taste to see if it's right. I mean, I think the cat is in my bank, isn't it? But I haven't seen the cat since we did Gertrude's cat, the quest, and we completed it. What is this like weird demon looking thing over there? That looks cool. So, is it dead? Is it alive? Here it is, pet kitten. How does it even work? I haven't interacted with this at all, so use. Like, is it alive? I have no idea if it's alive. So what I'll do is I will go in here into the trapdoor and I'll see if I can use the kitten on the rats. Would that work? So do this and on the hell rat. Here we go. Nothing interesting happens. Is this kitty actually alive? Okay, this seems to not work. Do I need to in some way summon my cat? Is this stuff I should have known for a very long time now and it just, I haven't looked into it? Okay, let me go back to Gertrude because maybe Gertrude can tell me something about how to use this cat because the quest, Gertrude's cat was a requirement for this quest. So, back to Gertrude. Alright Gertrude, hello again. Is there anything I can do for you? Do you have more kittens? Aren't you still raising that other kitten? Only once it's fully grown and it no longer needs your attention will I let you have another kitten. Wait, how do I raise my kitten? I'll be off. How do I raise this kitten? Is this something I should have known? I can pet Kimba. He lets out a quiet purr. Alright, Philip. You live in here? Maybe you know something? Hello, youngster. The child is too busy playing to take any notice. Oh, okay. And what about Cannel? Cannel? Hello, youngster. Okay, same for him. Okay, so I need to find some way in order to raise my kitten. But I do not know how to raise my kitten. Now, the kitten, we... Thinking back to the quest, we were luring it with, like, milk and, like, a fish thing and toy and stuff. So do I feed the kitten? Well, if I examine the kitty, it says the kitten seems to like you. Well, I'm not sure I would like me if I just let it sit in my bank for like 2 months straight, but sure. Did we have any other items that we got with it? Some sort of cage? Anything that I can like hold it in? Like a crate kind of thing maybe? What if I use a random mackerel? Here we go. Use on the pet kitten. Nothing interesting. Okay, unfortunate. Okay, I'm gonna try something that might be high risk. I have no idea. But I'm thinking this cat might be dead. I don't know. But I think I had a cat around me before. So what if I drop this cat? Wait. Oh, wait, now I have the cat. Go on, Puss, kill that rat. Oh, wait. Your cat cannot get to its prey. Wait. Talk to? Hey, kitty, what's new? Meow. Pick up. Wait, so I can drop it, and dropping it means summoning it. Interact. Stroke, chase vermin, guess age. I wonder how old you are. After taking a good look at your kitten, you guess that its age is 22 minutes. And approximate time until fully adult, 2 hours and 37 minutes, assuming you look after it. Wait, I don't know how I look after it. Do I give it like milk or something? I don't know. Guys, what I'll do, I might murder my cat, okay? I'll be honest about that. There's a decent chance my cat will die. But I will put it to good use. So I'll go back to Edgeville. And I will see if my cat, by putting it down and doing the chase vermin thing, hopefully that way I can deal with the hell rats. I have no idea what I need to do with this cat. But it's weird that dropping is the summoning thing. Like that should be like just like summon cat, or even like deploy cat will make more sense than drop cat. Kind of just suggest that I just have it in my hands and, you know, I just like yeet it onto the floor. Which, to be fair, it's a cat. Like, what can go wrong, right? Cat just lands correctly always. Oh, I just saw an announcement, by the way, for something called Gridmaster. Is that something that's cool? Is that something you guys have been looking forward to for a while? Did you know about it? What are your expectations? I kind of like scanned through it, and it does sound interesting. I'm not sure if I'll participate into it too much myself. I might do it like a little bit, but you know, I barely have enough time to keep this series rolling out as quick as I can, as I wanted to. So I don't think I really have time for that, but it does sound interesting. Okay, so if I drop the pet kitten, and I say interact and chase vermin. Go on, puss, kill that rat. Meow! Eee! The rat managed to get away. Okay, chase vermin. It keeps getting away. Okay, I'll keep trying for a while. I don't know if it's like a role or something, or if my cat needs to be an adult. Oh, your kitten is hungry. I don't know what to feed it, but please, kitten, do your job, okay? Please do your job, and then I'll get you food. I won't actually get it food, but I just need it to do its thing. Oh, red spices. There we go. Is that all I need? Let me pick up my kitten again before it dies. I'm hoping it's like in like stasis, as long as I have it in my inventory. So now let's go back to Mum, and maybe she can tell me about these things. Hello again. Did you make your stew? I haven't been able to make some stew that Dave likes yet. Oh, he's terribly hard to please, isn't he? I never know how to make food evil enough for him. I just have to try different things and see what he likes. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate. I mean, I have red spices, so that's something. So, what is it like living so close to the wilderness? Oh, it's not all that bad. It was a bit scary at first, but as long as I don't go past the warning signs, I'm alright. It's actually pretty quiet here. I used to live in Lumbridge, and let me tell you, that's the dangerous place for people like me. Thieves were picking people's pockets with impunity and killing them on the street in broad daylight. And there weren't even any guards to protect us. Not that the guards in the other cities do much good to protect people from what I've heard. Just thank goodness I haven't had an attack option anymore. I wouldn't last 5 minutes. Does this mean that she at some point had an option to be attacked? Like the other women outside Lumbridge? Okay, let's ask about Dave becoming evil. How did he become so evil? Oh, I don't know really. He's always been evil, I think. Maybe growing up so close to the wilderness has affected him in some way. When he was little, he used to want to go into Edgefield Dungeon. You know how kids are, always wanting to be dungeon adventurers, but he didn't want to be a hero. He wanted to be a monster. And then he spent all summer building a tree house. Except it wasn't a tree house, of course. It was his Tower of Fear. Of course, I was hoping he'd have grown out of it by now and maybe even left home. But at least it keeps him happy. Alright, so if I go to cooking, stews. So I guess I just make a normal stew and then I throw the pepper in it. Is the evil part just making it spicy? Is that it? Like, I have like, what, red pepper or something? Red spice, okay. So, to make a stew, obtain a bowl and fill it with water from a sink or fountain, easy. Pick a potato and place it in a bowl, easy. Cook some meat and place it in the bowl, easy. Cook the stew by using it with a stove or fire, easy. And after completing Evil Dave's mini quest from Recipe for Disaster, I can add spices to cooked stew. To make curry, make uncooked stew as above. Before cooking, add some spices or 3 curry leaves. Oh. That might be what we need to do then. Okay, let me go try that out. I might have most of these ingredients, if not all of them, just sitting over here. Oh, I don't have a bowl, but there is a general store here, I believe. So maybe this store sells the bowl. There we go, 1 bowl. We fill this bowl with some water from the well. Oh, if I drop my bowl down there, I don't think I'm likely to get it back. I was wondering how we were going to do that. Well, that's fine, because there's also a water source just over here in the house. So just go over to the sink and fill it with this hopefully clean water. But then again, maybe unclean water makes it more evil, you know? Next up, we pick a potato and we place it in the bowl. I might have a potato in my bank. I do. So we put the potato... Oh. Whoopsie, I just ate the potato. It happened. So here we go. We use the potato on the bowl of water. You cut up the potato and put it in the bowl. I'm surprised I didn't need a knife for that. Like, I assume you need a knife to, you know, put the sliced potato into the bowl, right? So cook some meat and place it in the bowl. I might have some cooked meat actually here. I guess a lobster would do. I mean, to be fair, cooked meat. There we go. That is better. So we use it on the incomplete stew. And we get an uncooked stew. And now I believe we use the spices, because down here it does say, yeah, to make the curry, make uncooked stew as above. I'm not sure if this is what I need to do. To be fair, this one says, after completing Evil Dave's mini quest, from Recipe for Disaster, I can add spices to cooked stew. So that implies that right now I cannot add spices to the already cooked stew. So I have to add them before they become a cooked stew, which is right now. At least that's what I'm gathering here. So I take these, put them on the uncooked stew, and nothing happens. Either I'm wrong here, or the information is a bit unclear. So I'm gonna try and cook it and then put the spices on there. But if that is the case, then I think the quest information is wrong. Okay, so cook stove. Here we go. We have made stew. And now we add spices to the stew. Spicy stew. There we go. But once again, guys, it does say down here, and maybe I'm misinterpreting, but it says after completing Evil Dave's mini quest from Recipe for Disaster, I can add spices to cooked stew, which implies that before completing Evil Dave's mini quest, I cannot add spices to cooked stew, right? That's how logic works. But I just did that, and I haven't yet completed the quest. So is it just because I'm on the step, I can now make it during the step as well? Kind of like an in-between step? Like, I'm trying to analyze what the game is exactly trying to say here, and I think it's... I might not be wrong, because maybe during the quest is like an in-between stage, but... I'm trying to nitpick a lot here, but I do feel like it's a bit unclear. It should say, until you start this quest, you cannot. Could you taste this stew, please? That's nothing like the stew I tasted. All the spices are wrong. What? How are they all wrong? Do these things drop different types of spices? And do I have to make sure I get the correct one? Are there different drops I could get here? Whoops. Okay, let me try that a couple more times then. See if I can find some different spices. I am not having a lot of success. Oh, there we go. Once again, red spices though. Okay, keep on trying. Is there something in the quest? Okay, more red spices. Ooh, orange spices. There we go. That is something else. But the problem is I only have one, which means if I make it and it is the correct one, then I still don't have enough to make a second one because I need a test version. So I guess I'll keep on going until I loot either another orange one or something else. Here we go. More orange spices. Beautiful. I think it's really hungry. Okay. Okay, I guess I gotta feed it something. So let me quickly pick it up and hope that I don't need him anymore. I don't want him to die. Where is he? Where's my cat? Oh, there he is. Okay, I repeat the process, but this time with orange spices. Fortunately, it is super simple to make. Alright, we've made spicy stew, but this time with orange stuff. Although it's the same item, isn't it? I think it is the same item. Okay, let me just see what he says now. Could you taste this stew, please? That's nothing like the stew I tasted. The spices are all wrong. Okay. Can I mix these things? Can I make the mix the red spices with the orange spices? Create like mixed spices. Okay, I can't. Do I make a non-spice version? Or do I need yet another one? Wait, can I put multiple different spices on top of the same bowl? Not mix them beforehand, but add different ones to the bowl. Let me try that. Wait, we can choose to make burnt meat? Really? Oh, because I have cooked meat, I can turn it into burnt meat by choice. That's cool. But no, I want to make a stew. Now, what if I use red spice on it, but also orange spice on it? Oh, whoa, it becomes a buff for everything. Or pretty much everything. That's kind of cool. That's a cool spicy stew. Okay, let me see if this is the correct thing. Unless there's even more different ones down here. I don't know. So let's talk to Evil Dave again. Could you taste this stew, please? All the spices are wrong. Okay. Well, I guess I'll keep going. I'm just a little bit scared that my kitty's going to die. But I guess I can get a new one. Probably. I just needed to do its job, okay? It's a working cat, guys. It's a working cat. It's an odd quest, though. I'm not sure if it's good or bad. It's interesting. It's unique. But it's very odd. I wonder if I can also put multiple of the same spice onto the meal, maybe? Because I'm a big fan of having a lot of spices on my meals. So maybe I can put more than one unit of red spice, for example, on it. Well, I'm being unlucky. I've missed like 10 in a row now. Is it because he's hungry? He's less efficient? He's listening extremely well, though. I wish my dog listened like that. Alright, so maybe... Oh, I was just gonna pick it up and try and find food for it. Your kitten has run off to look for food. Okay, I lost my kitty. I guess I'll go back to Gertrude and ask her to give me another cat. I guess I'll have to find some fish or something to feed it, maybe? I'm not sure. You know what, let me be ultra lazy and the rock teleport. Even though the rocks are right next to me, I am just so lazy. It's not even that much quicker, but just a little bit quicker. Hey Gertrude, my cat's dead. So can I have more kittens? Oh, 100 coins each. Do you want one? Yes, please. Thank you. Okay, then here you go. Thanks. Oh, this one is white. Your kitten has run away to look for food. Oh, that's the old one. This kitten is... Oh, I preferred my old kitten. My old kitten was... I don't know. It looked cuter for some reason. Although this one's also very cute. Okay, hold on. Let me go to the bank and see if I can figure out how this keeping my kitten alive thing works, because I think it might be a vital part of being a a pet owner. You have to be responsible pet owners, guys. So what if I get raw anchovies? Does my cat like that? So can I interact? And I can stroke it. There you go. There you go. Show me the belly. That cat sure loves to be stroked. And can I use them on the kitten? The kitten gobbles up the fish. Okay. So... I guess I'll take like 3 herrings or something. Because I need some inventory space for other things. And hope that's fine. I guess I can always just go back later. So I guess every time my kitten says, I'm hungry, I need to give it a herring, provided I can use the herring on one. Okay, well, I reckon we're fine. And then at some point it grows into a full cat, I reckon. Once again, there is a quest that is teaching me to, first of all, interact with a different part of the game in stew cooking, which I haven't done before. So it's a new type of food I get to cook. And it's forcing me to engage with the pet ownership system, which I didn't expect to be a big part of the game, but I guess it's required for a quest, which is kind of cool. So once again, those things are broadening my knowledge of this game. And I love that about this game. I think every time I do a quest, or almost every time I do a quest, I feel like I learn something new about the game that I didn't know before the quest, but I have to learn it for the quest. And honestly, I do think that's quite nice. So now that my kitty is, fully fed and strong, can this kitty do it? Guys, I think I asked for it before. Oh, whoops, I did not mean to pick it up. I keep doing that. Did we give the cat a name? I think someone gave the cat a name on the Gertrude the Cat video. So what I will do is I'll go back into that video, into the comments, and I will put the name up on the screen so you guys know that this kitty's name is whatever appears above my head right now. Is it there? It better be there. Editing EK, are you doing your thing? Okay, I choose to believe Editing EK did his thing. Back to sending my cat out for murder. Oh, we found some brown spices. Okay. So I'm gonna stick around here for a little bit longer, just to kind of stack up on some of the spices I've gotten before and look for a potential 4th or 5th spice. Wait. Why is there a hell kitten that I can... Wait, hold on. Your cat suddenly transforms. Wait, what did I just... Examine. A hellish little pet. What? Pick up. What? I have a hell kitten. What? How? What? I mean, I love that. Interact. Chase vermin. Is it stronger now? Dude, I love this cat. It looks so cool. Look at it go. Is it still fighting? No, never mind. It's right next to me. But that's so cool. How did that happen, guys? Someone tell me. How did that happen? Did I do something? Does it need like a certain amount of attempts chasing normal, or like the normal version chasing the hell kittens? Does it then turn into a hell kitten? Is it like an RNG chance? What just happened? That's cool. I love having a hell kitten. Oh, there we go. Yellow spice. Okay, so we have yellow spice, orange spice, red spice, brown spice. I reckon we have all of them. Oh wait, more orange spices. You know what? I'll probably just keep going until I at least fill out this row. Maybe fill out the entire inventory, depending on how quickly I get these. And then we can just kind of mess about with all of them. So these things seem to be account bound, right? In the sense that you couldn't just go ahead and buy these off the Grand Exchange, I think. I have a lot of red ones, though. I would love some more yellow ones and some more brown ones, I guess. So that I can freely experiment with them. So I reckon this is a quest that people who play this game extremely efficiently and buy everything off the Grand Exchange probably hate this quest, because it kind of forces them to actually play the entire quest, right? This must be among the quests that people dislike, I reckon. I mean, I'm enjoying it quite a bit because I think it's very unique. But then again, I'm also intending to play everything anyway. So for me, it doesn't really matter. But I can see this being rather annoying if you're used to bypassing a lot of the game's progression with the Grand Exchange. Oh, well done, post. 10 horrible rodents caught. Oh. And I got that in a total of 101 attempts. So it's about a 10% drop rate based on my limited research, of course. But we all know, guys, that my research here that I did, the 101 attempts, that is completely representative of every statistical fact about this quest. It is 10% and that is factual, okay? You cannot dispute me. Math has spoken. Okay, so and now I need to figure out how I'm going to approach this. So I'm thinking a couple different things. I'm thinking, does the quest in any way let me know what is correct? Because as I was going, I was thinking, Evil Dave at some point says, all the spices are incorrect. So what I'm thinking is there are presumably 4 different spices, unless there's more spices that I haven't found yet. But let's just assume that red, orange, yellow, and brown are the spices available to us. And he says all the spices are incorrect. Does that mean that I need to use 1 or more spices? And by the incorrect part, he's not talking about the specific spice used, but he's talking about the quantity of the spice. So what I want to try is just to start us off here. I want to yeet a potato in here. I want to yeet some cooked meat in here. I walked over here to the bank for no apparent reason, but now we're going with it. I will now cook the stew on the stove. There we go. And now I just add... Wait, it's a burnt stew. Oh, I just... Can I empty it? Empty. Floop. I just like flopped it onto the floor, guys. Hold on one moment. I need some more meat and potatoes. I think I've actually said the meat and potatoes off the video before. So this fits very well that I now need actual meat and potatoes. Oh, I could have made a joke out of that, guys. I could have made a sick intro. I could have held the retention rate for my video, you know, by using a sick joke at the very start. Like a proper YouTuber, but no. Okay, here we go. Let's cook one again. Now we have a stew. So now, let's throw red spices in there. Let's throw orange spices in there. Let's throw brown spices in there. And let's throw yellow spices in there. Okay, so I'm going to assume that each of the stats that are on this list are going up in a, like it's a bulk of stats that is tied to the specific spice I'm putting in. And if I put, for example, 2 doses of those spices in there, then it will add another +1 probably to it, up to a certain limit. So I could, for example, add like another red, and it would give me maybe like attack, strength, defense, and range, or something like that. Like the combat one. Okay, so I want to just go give this one to him and just see what he says and see if we can kind of piece together what he wants. Because I think it's a puzzle figuring out how many spices of each one you want to use on the stew. I think. So. Whoa, that's one totally evil cat. It looks way more evil than you. Could you taste this stew, please? That's nothing like the stew I tasted. All the spices are wrong. Okay. So. We know at least for sure, at least based on my logic, that one of each is not correct. Now let's see if my logic holds up. So what I'll do now, actually I'm thinking, guys, if my logic is correct, okay? If I now put 2, 2, 2, 2 in there, okay? Then we will have learned, if that's correct, then we will have learned that one of the 4 needs to have 2. But how do we know which one needs to have 2? Maybe we should make spices with just a singular one. Like just start out with red, figure out how many red needs to be in there. Then do yellow, then do orange, then do brown, then combine. I think that's the approach to go for, right? Okay, so let me start off with red. So we throw this in there. We throw that in there. We cook it real quick. Here we go. It's done. Now let's throw 2 red in there. Oh, that actually made it +3. So it goes from +1 to +3. Okay, and now let's see whether he can verify if my red spices at least are correct. I think you've got the amount of one spice right, but the other's wrong. There we go. There we go. Okay. I think I'm correct. So red equals 2. Okay, I'm going to write that down. And we are going to be moving on to yellow. Actually, let's move on to orange. Oh, I just ate more meat. Okay, so orange 1. Orange 2. And now let's verify whether 2 is correct. Now, in before 2 is correct for all of them, and I could have just done that in the first place. But, you know, I guess we'll see in just a moment. So, can you try this stew? All the spices are wrong. Okay, let's try one with 3 orange then. I just hope I have enough. Guess I can just farm some more later. It's a bit of a slog, but I can always farm more. Oh, I think it's hungry. Okay. Okay, where's my kitty? Where is it? Kitty? Hold on, where's my kitty? Wait, I want to feed my kitty, but I can't see it. Hello? You? Hello, kitty? What? How am I supposed to feed the kitty now? Where is the kitty? Wait, have I left it downstairs? Did I leave it there? Did I not pick it up? Is that it? Is my kitty still somewhere down here? Was I supposed to pick it up manually? I think that might be the case. Where is my kitty? Oh, here it is. Okay, so use raw herring. And I fed it, okay? I can also chase it. Oh, wait, it's going to try and kill some stuff. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. We go, oh wait, hold on. We take it with us, we pick it up. So we have to always pick it up before we leave an area, I guess. That's like an inventory space, which is a bit annoying. Okay, so once again, the bowl and the sink. And then we try 3 orange. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, +5 in all these stats. These spices could actually be really useful, actually. If I want to like push myself to a certain threshold to be able to craft something, these could be really nice. I gotta keep them in mind. Okay, so now we have a stew with 3 orange. Let's see if he likes this. Wait, where's Dave? Am I blind? Yo, Dave. Yo, Dave, buddy. Oh, there he is. There he is. Alright. Let's see. I think you've got the amount of 1 spice right, but the others are wrong. Okay, so there we go. Orange, 3. We know that for sure as well. I'm also wondering if this is predetermined or if it's randomized. I'm assuming it's predetermined because I don't think quests are randomized in this game, but this would be the kind of quest that is really cool to randomize because then a guide wouldn't bypass this trial and error process. Okay, so now we try yellow. And I think we know that 1 was incorrect, right? So we can try and start from 2. It's really convenient as well because I can use those prayers to help me get up to protect from missiles, right? Wait, hold on. Yeah, if I were to eat this, I would get +3 prayer, and I could start using protect from missiles. And I could probably use that to get to protect from melee by upgrading it even more. Okay, so I have 2 yellow in there now. And is 2 yellow correct? Yes! Okay, so yellow, 2... And now all we need is to verify the brown one. Then we know how much we need. And I gotta go farm some more again. And then we gotta go back to him. At least I think this is the correct way to determine what I need. It's a fun quest, actually. I mean, it's a bit of a slog to get the things. I have to admit that. But, you know, it is a fairly engaging quest. Oh, you accidentally spoiled the stew. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, let's drop it. Guys, I think I'm out of meat. Gotta go back to Vrock maybe and pick up some meat, which is fine. Not too far away. Plus, I can teleport because I'm lazy. Do I have any other meat? Can I just put a lobster in there? I mean, it specifically says meat, but let me just see what happens if I try and put a lobster in there. Does that work? Wait, I dropped the entire stew. I meant to empty it. Whoops. Okay, let's see. If I use the bowl on the sink, can I just put the lobster in there? No, I can't. Guys, let me know. Did you love this quest or did you hate this quest? Because I feel like this can be a very divisive quest. Okay, we've put 2 brown in there. Now, let me go verify whether 2 brown is what I need. Dave, tell me. Yes! Yes! Yes. Okay. 2 brown. There we go. Now, I need 2 red. Now, I have like 17k red, so that's totally fine. We have that. I need 3 orange. I don't have 3 orange. I need 2 brown. I have 2 brown. I have the red. Do I have specifically 2 red as well? I have specifically 2 red. So 2 red, 2 brown. I have them down here. These are perfect. Now I need to get 2 yellow. So I need more yellow. And I need more orange, right? Yes, more orange. Okay. So I'm going to once again just summon the cat. Let me drop it. And I'll see you guys back in a moment again once I have gotten the spices I need. Meanwhile, I'm going to watch Josh Drive Hayes talk about why he's hating streaming culture. There we go, that's 2 separate instances of 1 yellow, which makes 2 yellow, guys. That's basic math, okay? I know it's advanced, and some people might not understand, but yeah, math on cam, guys, it's difficult, but don't worry, I got you. Alright, let's get some more orange, and then we can make this stew. Now, I do wonder whether this is the entire quest, because this feels quite self-contained, like a little bit of a self-contained little mini quest kind of thing, which is really cool, by the way. This is medium length, and I am starting... Is that... Oh, that's brown. I mean, might as well pick up the brown in case I need them later. I have some space left anyway, so let's just keep on going. Yellow spice, okay. I mean, that's been quite some drops right now. I need orange, but let's keep on going. I feel like I have kind of uncovered how the quest log length of quests is determined. And, you know, it's partially because people have been talking about it in the comments, but also partially because I've experienced it myself. The way it seems to function is not looking at a player who has been going through the game blind as I have, because it's really hard to judge what a player knows, what a player doesn't know. So you can't really gauge length based upon that. It would have to be an educated guess. What it seems to be basing the length on is if you were to know all the steps, if you were to come in prepared, how long would it still take you and how many game mechanics are there to take into account, how many game mechanics do you need to interact with. Like, how many steps are there provided you have all the items you would need for the quest. I think that's kind of how it's determined. So this quest, for example, is getting medium length, and I'm assuming after this part is done, it's over, because this feels like a very complete kind of thing where I'll have the stew, I can then go give it to Dave and we'll be done, probably. But this one is medium length, probably because from a steps point of view, it's extremely short. It's one of the shorter quests we've done. Like, there's not that many steps, but there is not that much I can bypass. One yellow again. Knowing how it works, because I still have to engage with the game mechanics. I still have to, you know, do this clicking thing. There might be a way to bypass it in some way, but not one that I know. And I guess that's why it's medium length, while some other quests that have taken a lot longer for me were shorter length, but that's because I was stuck on them. But had I known what to do, they would be a lot shorter in terms of the actual gameplay required to finish the quest. And I'm pretty sure that's how they determine quest length. So really, to me, quest length isn't very much an indicator, because it doesn't really mean too much to me. Now, there's brown spices here as well, really, really cool, and we'll probably grab them just because I can fill up the inventory and put them in my bank and use them later, but I still need orange. So I am done rambling, and I'll see you guys when I get some orange spices, because when life gives you orange, you make spices out of them and put them on a stew. That's how this works. Oh, wait a second. Over here in these corner rooms are spices. So I guess I don't really need to stock up on these, because by completing the quest, you unlock these side rooms. And then I think these side rooms... Is that the sewer? I think that is the sewer. Yes, that's where the moss giants are, I think. Cool. But yeah, I think by completing the quest, you unlock the ability to go into these side rooms, and there will be the spice, so you don't have to engage with this minigame every time you want the spices. That's kind of nice. You know, it's kind of funny that I'm listening to Josh right now. Well, I mean, I haven't paused right now, of course, but I'm listening to Josh talking about how he is second monitor content. In the meanwhile, I am recording content while listening to his content that is most likely second monitor content for you. So does this mean that indirectly, through the power of monitors, I have pushed myself to your second monitor, thus indirectly pushing Josh to the third monitor, achieving my lifelong goal of replacing him as the second monitor content creator? I choose to believe I did. Wait, can I just click him, Chase? Yeah, okay, I didn't have to right click him constantly, then press 2. I could have just been clicking him the entire time. I wasn't aware. I'm an idiot. You know, that's why I'm on the second monitor and not the first. I'm fine with that though. It's a beautiful monitor. Guys, I now have an ultra wide monitor as a second monitor because I pushed my other one to the side. And, you know, now I have two ultra wide 34 40 by 1440 34-inch monitors side by side, and I have so much screen real estate, it is ridiculous. You know what's also ridiculous? The fact that I just can't seem to get orange spices. There we go, orange spices. Okay, beautiful. Let's get going. Let's make the correct stew. Wait, can I actually make it in here? No, I can't because I need a stove, but I have everything else here, so I'll keep you guys with me as we put water in the bowl. Now let me, you know, completely burn the stew, right? So let me put the meat in there. Let me put the potato in there. Now it's uncooked. Let me cook it on the stove. Here we go. It's a stew. Okay, so here we go. We put in 2 red. 1, 2. Then 3 orange. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2 yellow. 1, 2. 2 brown. 1, 2. I like how this entire bottom row was like perfect, except for like this little one, of course, that we combined, but this entire bottom row was perfect. So there we go. We now get so many stats from this spicy stew. I mean, I'm assuming there's like much better potions, like late game potion stuff. But to me, as a person, at like my point of progression right now, this list looks absolutely ridiculous. All right, now I hope I did everything correctly. I think I did, but you know, you never know if I'm wrong. So let's see. Could you taste this stew, please? Totally evil. That's exactly how the stew tasted. Don't eat it all. Now I just have to go back in time and give it to your earlier self. Oh, thank God. What? Why can't I eat it? Guys, I was so scared that he was going to eat the entire thing as like a trial thing, and I'd have to spend even more time getting even more spices to make them all over again. Although at that point, I think he would have said, you know what, this is the stew, you can have the back rooms, right? I think that would have made sense. You've already eaten it. This is the stew that you remember tasting in the first place. I'm so confused. I totally understand. But it's fine, sir, it's fine. We're going to deliver it to past you, okay? So, my cat helped me catch the hell rat, and I eventually made a stew that Dave said was just right. Now I need to go back into the time freeze and give this stew to the previous version of Dave. There we go. It's been an hour and 50 minutes of actually quite consistent gameplay. Took me much longer than I expected based on what I was looking at here, but that was mostly just grinding, and we can now go ahead, head over to Evil Dave in the time bubble, and see if we can set him free. Yes, I am continuing to ramble because I want to keep you guys with me as we walk over to the kitchen, over to that door, as I take a sip of coffee. And we go right on in. So, let me use, not eat, we can smell it. The stew smells like it contains some red spice, some yellow spice, a lot of orange spice, and some brown spice. Alright, I don't want to even think about eating it. I wonder what happens if I try and eat it, but I'm not quite sure. Let me use it. Actually, let me examine it first. It's a meat and potato stew with fancy seasoning. Okay, beautiful. We use it onto Evil Dave. Whoa, what happened? Bro! That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this guy. Like, bro! I've just saved you from a buffet worse than death. Hey, this is a pretty evil stew. Yes, now it's very important you remember what the stew tasted like. Why? Because it just is. See, now we are preparing him for the fact that we are going to come out and, you know, help him out. So what we might have done, guys, what if we wrote on a little piece of paper, maybe even on papyrus to tie us into the golem quest, we give him the recipe, like, you know, this, and this. And then we tell him, if you see us in the future asking about the stew, give us this piece of paper, and then we can bypass his quest and we can make it a lot easier on ourselves. Okay? Thank you, Jagex. Thank you. Okay. There we go. You have freed Evil Dave. Guys, I'm not sure how you feel. I tend to be a big hater of time travel stories. I think when done right, they can be interesting, but they have two problems. One problem is that they can become confusing. Another problem is you always have to deal with all these loopholes, like going back in time, you know, like what if you went back in time to kill your own father, but then you kill your own father, so you are no longer born, thus you could have no longer traveled back in time, thus you couldn't have killed your father, thus, like, it creates like all these weird loops and stuff, which I think I think so many shows try and do their very best to make a time travel show, but I think it's really, really, really difficult because there's just so many holes that can be created, but it's like the tiniest little things in their logic. I think in this game, because they're not taking themselves too seriously and they've kind of like set boundaries as like, hey, this is how it works, I think it's fine here. Plus, you know, I'm not really looking too deep into this game's lore, into this game's setup with time travel and stuff, because as much as I think the game writes very well and the world is really fun, I am going to assume that, you know, the story isn't going to become like this incredible novel with like very deep characters. Like I think it remains surface level enough where it's like kind of fun to play through, but it's deep enough to get some immersion out of it, but I don't have to, you know, search super deep into it. Anyway, bringing us back, congratulations, you have freed Evil Dave. You are awarded 1 quest point, 7,000 cooking experience, ability to make spicy stew, which we just used, which is really, really nice, ability to own a Hellcat. Oh, so we get to keep the Hell Kitty. Oh, that's really cool, I think. Increased Culinaromancer's chest access. That's the one, of course, that we're most excited about. Do we get a level up in cooking? Good work, adventurer. I have teleported them away to safety. You only have 4 council members left to protect. Your cooking is now level 45. You can now cook meat, pizzas, and saltfish. Members can cook brogfish and fluxia bats. Okay. Now, we're closing in on 46, which is quite nice. What I would love to do, by the way, is I would love to spend some time at some point in the somewhat near future Leveling, fishing, and cooking again. Probably up to like 50-ish. I think like 50... Was it 55? No, 50. We can get swordfish, because I would like to upgrade my consistent use of the lobsters into swordfish. I think swordfish is a logical next step. I hear it's just a bit better. And I think my HP is like big enough, like the pool is big enough where swordfish is really going to come in very useful, especially when we're dealing with stronger mobs where I just don't have enough time to eat the lower HP value. So I think it would be really good if we leveled some fishing, some cooking, because, well, Recipe for Disaster is all about cooking, right? So leveling cooking alongside it makes a lot of sense in my mind. So 2 more things I want to do before I wrap up the video. First of all, let's of course go check out the Culinarimancer's chest, which is very important. It's going to be down here in the cellar. And I guess if my logic in the previous video was correct, which I think it was kind of like semi-confirmed in the comments, I am now able to buy a new tier of gloves. Yes, okay, so we go from steel to black. And how much are they? 1300. I have that on me, so let's buy black gloves. And let's compare them. So we get +1 melee strength, so even more melee strength. That is beautiful. More attack bonus as well, and more defense bonus. So the bonuses are not that great, but it's a bonus for every single stat, and that always feels good. And I love getting these incremental increases. I'm assuming after this comes Mithril. So we have 4 more left, right? So we have Mithril left, we have Adamant left, we have Rune left, we have Dragon left, right? So I'm assuming that means that the final tier is going to be Rune? No Dragon? Maybe, maybe, guys, okay. Gonna be guessing here, okay? Maybe after we get the Rune gloves, which would be the 8th guy we have freed, maybe there's gonna be like a final boss, because I can't imagine the quest just ends, right? It's gonna be like some sort of final boss, like fighting the Culinarimancer himself or something like that, and that is going to unlock the final tier, like the Dragon gloves or something. I think something like that could be happening. This guy, by the way, looks quite cool. I do enjoy his mohawk with the ponytail look. It looks nice. Anyway, speaking of looks, let's equip the black gloves. There we go. They look nice. They look evil, guys. They fit very well with our evil aesthetic that we had in the last video. The other thing I want to do, guys, is just quickly take us through Recipe for Disaster, because I'm pretty sure we can't really do too much right now. So Lumbridge Guide, we need 3 quests. Big Chompy Bird Hunting, Biohazard, Murder Mystery. Now, I'm not opposed to doing them, and I'll probably do them, but 3 quests is going to be quite a time investment to be able to get to them. Plus, I'm assuming some of these have prerequisites that we might not have, so we're going to be doing even more, which I'll be working towards, but it's not something that we can do in the next video or 2. Then going back over here, we have Ceramic Vase, or Ceramic Vase, for which we need Legends quest in Lost City. Now, Lost City isn't really a quest that is very high in requirement, but I believe Legends quest was one that requires a ton, and yes, it does. It requires 107 quest points, so even if we wanted to, we could not do it anytime soon, because we're sitting on like, what, 78. So this quest is off limits for quite some time. Going back in here, we go back to Recipe for Disaster. So we can't really do a Lumbridge Guide, we can't really do Ceramic Vase. Sketch Uglugwi requires just big, chompy bird hunting. So this one I am most interested in, because big, chompy bird hunting is a standalone quest, which is cool. And I get to use range for it, which is something that I've been meaning to get into anyway. It is short, so it shouldn't be that long to do. And it is required for 2 of the quests. So it's required for both the Lumbridge Guide, for the Lumbridge Guide and for Sketch Uglugwi. So by doing this one, we're knocking one off this list as well, which is really nice. So I'm guessing next time I will have leveled my ranged to 30 at least, and we can do the big chompy bird hunting or whatever it was called, so that we can prepare ourselves for this one. So the next 2 videos probably will be covering that quest into the Sketch Uglugwi quest. And then we have King Awogwe, for which we need Monkey Madness, which also I think is a fairly high level quest, level 70 cooking as well. And I mean, to be fair, it doesn't require that much. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is we'll probably do this guy first, Sketch Uglugwi, then at some point Lumbridge Guide, then at some point King Awogwe. Is it Awogwe? Awogwe? And then finally Ceramic Vase. And we probably do some quests in between, because I still have a lot of other things I want to do besides this quest, but I'd love to continue this quest as much as I can. So next time, pretty sure we're going to be doing the big chompy bird hunting quest, which I need 30 ranged. I'm sitting on 20 right now. That should not be that bad. So, hope you enjoyed a little bit of a recap. I'll see you next time as we hit level 30 and we can then start doing that quest. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to press that subscribe button if you do want to stay tuned for the entire remainder of the Recipe for Disaster quest, guys. I'm still trying to push that 1K mark and I haven't really moved too much in the past couple of days. So, if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do press that button. Share the video, like the video, do all the things. Guys, there's a new button. There's a new hype button. It's only available on the mobile phone client of YouTube. But if you want to help out the channel and, you've been subscribed, you've pressed the button, you're like, what can I do? Well, just open the app up on your phone, and then next to the comments, I believe, there is a button that says hype, and you can give me hype points. And I don't know what they do, but they probably do something for me. So thank you so much for clicking the button. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.